Good morning, good evening. Welcome to this week's chat. It's been a hot minute. You know when you think you've posted something and then there's like a second screen where you've got to actually, press post. Whoops. Thought I'd shared the stream to all the places. Turned out I haven't. Now, I do have a bit of music playing in the background today, whatever it is. I don't even know. Let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough. You guys know the drill. Doug, I'm not the only one who puts typos in the commands. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see it. Live stream consultants, it's great to see. Oh, what have I done there? Let's fix that up, jeepers. For a start, it's ginormous. How did I manage that? Such a pro. Tests all the things except for the chats because you don't expect them to change. There we go. That's better, right? Okay. Live stream consultant says only 310 subs to the magic 1,000 number. Woohoo! Yeah, then we just need to go in for all the watch time. It's so hard building a new channel, right? Because there's so much content out there. There's so many people out there building and creating at the same time as you. And what is the value that you're giving that's different so that it's worth it for people to come and hang out with you instead? And remember to subscribe and remember to watch all of your videos so that you can earn your watch time. It's just one of those things where you really do have to sit down and think about what the value is. Like, for a second I thought maybe I've got my value first mug, but no, I've just got my Yeti mug. But Doug here in the chat, he knows all about value first. It's one of his mottos on his channel. And it really is one of those things where we do have to be thinking about what is it that we're doing and why are we doing it. So, like, why do we bother live streaming? What's the point of it? What's the point of live streaming? So for me, and this can vary for different people, obviously, different channels, different types of content. For me, it's about connection to the community. It's about chatting with you guys. It's about answering your actual questions, not what I think your questions might be. It's about building rapport and connection, really, with the people that watch your channel. Now, I understand there's some chats that are just so crazy busy. There's no way for the streamer to read the chat. I've actually been in a chat, like not a mod, but just watching a chat that was moving so fast that it was literally just a blur. It was like the only way you could read or watch something was literally by stopping the chat, having a read, starting the chat again, and off it would go. And it was literally this blur. And so sometimes the chats can be overwhelming. But that, and this is where, what Nick Nimmin does on his live chats is super awesome. While his chat is quite busy, if he doesn't want to miss the important questions, he's created a form so he can go in and still answer the community's questions. So you need to look at how it is that you can do this for your community. Now, for me, luckily, I can read every single one of your comments that you put in because it's not too crazy busy here. We've got Living with Parkinson. Great to see you. Thanks for jumping in. And Doug is jumping around. And for Doug and I, this is an hour earlier than our usual stream because I had to make the decision. Where is my audience? Who is my audience? Where are they from mostly? A majority of my audience is in the USA. And because of that, I've made the decision to stream at my USA time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern. That's what I'm aiming for. I don't even know. And so for that to happen, it means that me being in Australia, I have to keep track of the US daylight savings clock as well as the other states in Australia that do daylight savings. We don't do that here in Queensland. We understand that time is time and it's going to march on no matter what. So what's the point? And also we have ridiculous amounts of sun all year round. We don't need to be moving our clocks around. So I don't want this to be a excuse me. I don't want this to be a hating daylight saving stream, but I'm not the biggest fan. It's hard enough keeping track of all the time zones without keeping track of when they switch to daylight savings and who switches when. And You know, it's hard enough. Doug's out here playing with the new the new GIFs. So that's awesome. Um, Doug says, spot on, I have it in my creator dashboard. Yeah. So Livestream Consult says, yes, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Livestream Consult is covered with a rant. Living with Parker says, I know what you mean by the chat moving fast. There's a preparedness channel that I watch that is 3,500 to 4,000 people at a time. Yeah, the chats can move really, really quickly. Now, as the streamer, you can slow it down a little just by reducing how often each individual can comment. So you can slow a chat by making people wait 30 seconds between comments, or a minute between comments, or whatever the specified number of seconds is. And that can sometimes slow things down a little bit. But when you just have the sheer numbers in your chat and everyone wants to chat, it's just going to move. It's just going to move. Good morning, Amazing Yacht Destinations. Great to see you here. Thanks for jumping in. Now, one of the things that I've been testing out and playing with here is, looks like, oh, Trapper's not working. Oh, really? Did you? That's disappointing. I like Trap. I'll have to have a look into it later. Maybe try it with a capital. Maybe I accidentally capitalized it, because it is case sensitive. So I don't know. So, you know, having to make these decisions about whether or not it's actually worth live streaming for you. Now, there's a few school of thoughts around this, and there's some people that don't believe there's any point live streaming till you've already got a big channel and you've got the big community, and then you can start live streaming. Now, if you've never live streamed before and you go in and you've got, like, say, you know, 5,000 people in your live chat, you're going to be a little bit overwhelmed, I would say. And those of you that have been around that channel for a while understand that I'm all about the learning in public. So if you are someone who's going to be planning to use live streams in your upwards comments, Doug's in here playing with the moderator modes. So here's managing moderators also can change your modes for you. So if the managing moderator sees that the chat's going absolutely crazy, they can change the modes of the chat as well. Doug's just changed this one to send a message every minute, 40 seconds, and now turned off slow mode. So thank you for sharing that right there and then in public. I appreciate that, Doug. So you can do this yourself in your stream settings, or you can do I can literally just jump into stream settings on my screen. Is it stream settings? Oh yeah, it is. It's no. Wait a second. Doug with the live demos. Gotta love that. Anyway. Our live stream consult says, that's a load of bollocks. Go live now. I agree with you, because things go wrong. And do you want the things to go wrong, like especially your learning things, to go wrong in front of 10 people or in front of 5,000 people? Now, if I'm going to be mortified and embarrassed, I'd rather do that in front of as few people as possible. All right. So being like right now, I was convinced that my stream settings were here, but they do not appear to be here. So frustrating. They'll be somewhere. Three-dot menu at the top of the chat, community moderation, and then you can go in from there. That's actually a little bit convoluted for while you're in the middle of a live stream, I would say. So yeah. I'd rather have it in front of the 5,000 people, as it would get the bigger laugh. I don't know. See, for me, is my mortification better or worse than the laughter being had at my expense? I don't know. For me, and this is the thing, it's going to come down to the individual people. It really is. Now, why would you decide to add streaming to your bucket, like, especially if you've already got a successful channel, you're already building out businesses behind your channel. Why would you bother? Why would you make that effort? And my answer to that is community. Do you want to build the community? So we know that building an audience and building a community are two totally different tasks, and you can do them simultaneously or one after the other. Now, you can't build a community before the audience, but you can build an audience before community. So the audience are just the people who watch your videos. They're just the people who come in, watch the videos, go away. They may or may not comment, they may or may not like the content, but they do watch the content. So when you're building a community, these are the people that are more likely to join a live stream and chat, or even just watch, but chat as well. More likely to purchase products that you have, more likely to maybe buy me a coffee or super chat if you have that on your channel. Your community are the ones that were going to support you. So this was one of the things that I tried to explain to people with my Fiberific channel back when I only had 3,000 to 4,000 subscribers on that channel. I was still getting regular super chats, regularly having a pile of people turn up into my live streams, and people were regularly purchasing from my online store. And I was able to turn over a substantial amount of money for such a small live streaming, or not just live streaming, but such a small YouTube audience. And it was because I had built a good core community. Now, you can't force a community. This is the thing, you can't force it. And if you don't show up, neither will they. So if you build a Discord and then you're never in it, people are less likely to post until they start chatting to each other more, usually complaining that the person is never there to post. So you need to actually be in there. You need to be prompting the questions. Now, there comes a point, especially in like Discords and Facebook groups, where there's this sort of point where you can interact less and less and less, other than just sort of a moderation, because they are communicating with each other. Now, I originally created the Fiberific Fun Zone Facebook group because I realized that my live stream community were having to wait a whole week before they could talk to each other. And I realized that a lot of the conversations happening in the chat were people chatting to each other, not necessarily to me. And that is a community where it's about the broader group as a group, all supporting each other as well as supporting you. So helping each other, like in yarn crafting, that could be troubleshooting for a knit swatch, or if you're a builder and you're having problems with a removable battery being a pain in the butt, and someone's got a suggestion for how to clean the little bits that go inside to make sure the connections, I don't know what anything's called, but I know that every now and again I got to double check there's no build up on the they're not diodes, what are they, the connectors that connect the battery to inside the actual piece of equipment. So all these sorts of things, making sure you've got the left-handed hammer if you're left-handed. So all these sorts of tips and tricks that people give each other in your community. And then you can start building the in-community in-jokes. Like we've got a couple here now that's starting to happen. Doug's, I left his glass upstairs. All right, fair enough. And look, yes, you do need to have tough skin. But at the same time, you've got to, how do I put this? And again, this is going to be really dependent on you, the kind of channel that you have, and the kind of community that you want to build. But should you have to have tough skin? Like, really? Or should you be able to moderate out those that make you feel like you need the tough skin? So I don't have tough skin. I know this. I get affected by people's comments. I get affected by people, downvoting posts and thumbs downing videos. And I've tried, like I've been doing this for 10 years now. It doesn't stop me, but it definitely makes me pause. Oh yeah, blinker fluid as well. Absolutely, get that blinker fluid going. Left-handed hammer, check. Excellent, excellent. Now, you can probably tell I'm still sick. And one of the things that we have at our disposal is a be right back screen. So if I start coughing, I'm probably going to hit that button if I remember. Otherwise, I'm going to try and mute. I'm going to try and do something so you don't have to hear it, all right? So, yeah. Do you know what really helps? If you want to drink the coffee out of your cup and it's got a slider covering the hole in the cup, it's good to open it. We have live stream Suave. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Is coffee not working either? Have I turned off my GIFs? No, I've had some turn up, haven't I? Some have worked. I'm just double checking that I haven't accidentally turned something off after something else working. I'm just going to turn them off, turn them back on again. I don't know the answers here. I don't know why some are working, some are not working. See, it's working. Let me just see if I can move it over a little. Because the box is quite large. See, I thought that they would be in the middle. All right, we're getting a few that work. So there's a few that work and a few that don't work. All right, we'll have to go through the list. Maybe some of the tenor links or Jiffy links have changed. I don't know. Sometimes it happens. I didn't check all the links because it's just, I checked that the links worked. And I just want to make sure this link works. Oh, there we go. We've got the Yeti. Yeti. And then I want to pin that one. Dumpster fire. Come on. That's one of the new ones. There we go. We put in a few new ones. So we're having a lot of rain here right now. That floating dumpster makes me think of my yard right now. Lots of splodgy puddles of water everywhere. So, yeah. So let me know in the chat. Why do you live stream? What is your purpose for live streaming? So for me, it's about community, hands down, every time. It's about building connections with you guys as the individuals. Hang on a second. I'm just going to be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Sorry, I could feel the cough coming, so I was able to just get in there soon. Sometimes it hits me without me knowing it. This time I felt it coming, so that was good. Doug says, hey, I only check on my mystery on my stream because I update it each week. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense. It totally makes sense. So, yeah, so I live stream for community, for building connection with you guys individually, with those over on Fiberific channel as well. And then, you know, over there I also have my, I also have the Discord and the Facebook group. So we have a lot of places for community here, not so much, but we do hang out in other areas where most of us are at. Livestream Consultant says, on my drone channel, it was for the connection to other like-minded drone nuts as I live in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely. I get that. I get that. So in Australia, we don't have this, like we have a lot of crafters, right? There's a lot of crafters out there. We don't have a lot locally, okay? And that's the same for, oh, thanks, Doug. I think I will. And that's the same for local YouTube creators. Whenever we have a YouTube event, it's usually in Sydney or Melbourne, If there's one at all, the only big scale event that's come to Australia was some VidCons, which were fantastic. I feel like I'm living in the past. And so, but that was in Melbourne, and I'm in Brisbane. But there are creators in Brisbane. There's absolutely creators in Brisbane. I've met creators. Doug's in Brisbane. Justin Brown's on the Sunshine Coast, which is only an hour away. So, there's creators around, but we don't actually get the opportunity to get together very often at all. Usually it needs to be for a reason. Now, Doug and I will get together every now and again just to have a coffee. Not very often. Like, what is it, Doug? Like once a year or something? But it happens. It does happen. So, it's one of these sorts of things where you have to decide whether or not you want to have like an in-person thing or whether you want to do live streaming. You can do both. So over on Fiberific, I have an in-person that I do twice or technically 3 times a month. And it's a craft group where like-minded crafters can get together. It's usually in a coffee shop or somewhere where you can get a meal, and we sit around, we craft, we chat. We get up to 20 people at these events. It's not massive. I run a retreat over there as well. And again, we get up to sort of 18, 20 people, and that one's capped by the venue. So we're actually starting to look at other venues, because could we make it a bigger, more broad, inclusive group if we had a bit more space? So you don't have to limit yourself to just making videos or just making shorts. You need to look at what it is your goal. Like, so if you just want to make videos and just want to make shorts, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to build some real income, then in-person events are a great way to do that. So whether, like for the craft group, there's no income with that. That's actually just about friendship and building community and everyone getting together. But the actual retreats, that's a bit more full on. You all should plan a meetup twice a year just to catch up of Grid with Tacos. So, Grid with Tacos. I don't know what that means. Good morning, Stephanie. It's great to see you. Sounds like camaraderie. It is a little. It is. And this is the thing. Being able to have the people around you that do the things that you love, that is so special. Being able to be part of that interest group. So for me, yarn crafting, great way to go forward. But one thing I've really noticed is off-grid with tacos. Okay, I understand now. Is that a brand? That's a brand. Yeah, for me, nothing's come near the Texican tacos. I agree with you as well. But yeah, but when it comes to my creator community, so I've got my crafting community and my creator community. My creator community is all online, except for the occasional catch up with Doug or Justin. Everything else is online. So whether it is video calling with somebody, even the people I work with, it's all messaging or video calling. And sometimes it feels like a disconnect because I don't get to do the in-person. Being able to go to Vid Summit was absolutely insane. And it's one of those things where it's like, I got to go once, but because I was so keyed into what I was doing, I didn't get to enjoy the event as such for what it was. I was keyed into the work I was doing there. And then it's like, I actually worked out how I could balance that better. And now I haven't been able to get back. And so it's just like, it's just one of these sort of, one of these things where it's just like, man, unless I create a creator event in Brisbane, I'm not going to get creator community. And every now and again, it's a little bit of a slap in the face. Like I saw one guy, he tried to set one up. He turned up and I turned up over on the north side of Brisbane. No one else showed up. Even people who said they were going, and he'd booked space in like a really busy sort of restaurant cafe thing. And we ended up just the two of us sitting at this table with just him getting messages of people cancelling. And it was just really disheartening. Him and I had a great chat. We had a great time. Food was great. It was awesome. But having that time with other creators. So for me, that's what this is. This is that time, because I don't get to have that in real life very often. I don't get to talk with people who talk creator language very often. And I know that's the same for most of us here. We're too busy running our channels, working our jobs, living our lives, mowing the lawn, washing the window, whatever it is that is taking up your time, to be going off on adventures just to hang out with creative friends. So, you know, but there has to be a point where you need to decide what you're going to do there. And so for me, part of my audience is creators, right? So that's why it's important to me. But your audience may not be creators. They might be people who do self-sustained gardening. That's pretty much a staying at home in your garden kind of situation. But I don't know about other countries, but we have some pretty seriously big gardening shows here in Australia. So like, as in like conventions where you go to a convention hall and there's all things set up that you can look at and buy. So there's all these sort of things that you can go and do. Stephanie says, I don't know how you have time. Probably twofold in that regard is that I built a lot of the fiberific community when I was working from home, stay-at-home mum. So I was given this opportunity to not have to go in and work a 9 to 5. Now it turned out that I went a little bit insane without that. So I built Fiberific as like a creative and business outlet. So my brain didn't just explode. And that meant that like once my daughter was at school, I had a bit more free time through the day to focus on some things, which is why the YouTube channel started. So, you know, being able to do that. And then after she's finished school, I've been very lucky to be actually able to work in the community industry, the creator industry. So being able to, you know, work with like Nick and Daryl and Justin and all the other people that I've worked with over the years, that being able to just actually have that time working. So my job was doing some of this stuff. And so I understand how lucky I am that that's actually happened. So, and I know it's not the same for everybody else. For a lot of people, their creator life is this little tiny corner outside of their 9 to 5 job, as well as their family commitments. So for me, it became my 9 to 5 job. Well, it's not quite 9 to 5, but you know what I mean. So that's where that time comes in. Ahoy and lovers just popping in to say hello. Oh, that's right. Leanne's out on a houseboat having a holiday. Great to see you, Leanne. I hope you stay safe out there in the wet and catch lots of fish. So yeah, it's definitely a labor of love for me, and building a community. Look, I honestly think everyone could do it, and everyone will get different types of community, different types of things. But it does take work, and live streaming is a really, really great, way to start that and to build that and to have that time. Excuse me, sorry. I am getting over a really bad cold. So my apologies if my coughs and my voice and my nasally nose. Again with the closed lid. I'm going to learn how to drink out of a cup. Apologies, that one snuck up a little. I thought a little sneaky cough would calm it down. The answer is no. No, it didn't. That takes a lot of dedication and hard work. Congrats to you. It was a decision, and that was the hardest part. Deciding that this is what I wanted to do. Deciding that this was important. Important enough to make changes and to adjust things. So, And there was a lot of my pathway, which was the luxury of having that time. So, and I do understand that's not the case for everybody. You need to plan it at a Pepe's Mexican restaurant. Yeah, I think GYG is probably more our speed for Guzmini Gomez. I think that's more our speed. But can you eat in? I don't think you can eat in. I've always driven through and brought it home. Yes, ma'am, it is hard work. My hat off to you. Thank you. Yeah, Guzmini Gomez would work. Good. So being able to sort of think about what it is that you want out of your channel. Think about what it is that you want out of your audience. Think about what you can give your audience, what value you're giving to your audience. And is it going to be worth them showing up? Making it so that it is worth them turning up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night to sit and listen to your rambles where you run off and cough and, you know. I often wonder why you guys show up. And it's because I do. And you guys are supportive and awesome. So this is what you need to do as well. You need to show up for your audience and then let them support you. Now, one of the big things that I had, especially over on Fiberific, was when the channel memberships came out, right? When channel memberships came out, I didn't start channel memberships for ages. I was like, no, my channel's a bit small for this sort of thing. And then B, why would they do that? You know, like people come to YouTube for the free thing, right? That's been pounded into my head over years and years and years. People come to YouTube for the free thing. They don't like it when you start asking for money, right? Now, I had that boom, 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 boom constantly. And then a really good friend of mine who had a yarn crafting channel as well. She said to me, so you've made the decision for your community that they're not allowed to financially support you. And I was just like, what? No. And she goes, no, you have. That's exactly the decision you've made. By not giving them the opportunity to at least choose, you've made the decision for them that they can't support you financially. And I was just like, well, I can't promise anything extra. She goes, do you have to? And I was just like, well, no, you do need to give value. And she was like, you don't think your live streams are valuable? So, you know, it's one of these things where you need to at least test these things and try these things. The other thing to remember, it costs nothing for you to set up channel memberships. Now, admittedly, your channel needs to be monetized for channel memberships. But luckily, Buy Me a Coffee, who I do have pinned at the top. So feel free to go and check out what I've set up over there. You don't have to throw coffees or anything my way. But have a look, because they've set up monthly memberships, just like YouTube memberships. And some fantastic people here are regular monthly members on my Buy Me a Coffee. So while this particular channel is young and small and doesn't have, isn't monetized on YouTube as yet, I'm actually able to still allow my audience to decide if they want to financially support. And I decided to, like, my friend was absolutely right. So I set it up, and then the next live stream I had 40 channel members. And I was just like, I don't have 40 people watching the live stream. How on earth did this happen? And I sent out, like, because I had a Patreon as well. And so I'd sent out a thing on the Patreon and in my membership group. Those of you that don't regularly join the live stream that have decided to join as channel members, there's really not a lot I'm going to be giving you that's not in the live stream. Like, there's no value here for you. And they were like, our value is that you'll be here when we've got time to watch the live streams. And it was just like, it was confronting. It was shocking. I did not expect it. It was one of those things where you're just like, wait, what now? That's what? No. And then over the years, I've actually been able to refine things and change things. And so now I do have monthly like I have the monthly, well, I have the productivity stream over there on a Saturday, but also once a month in my Discord, I have got like the top 2 tiers of my channel memberships can come in and join the Discord video call, like a Zoom call, and they can show me their craft and what they're working on. And it's not just me talking, it's them talking. And I get to listen to what they're working on and what they're doing and where they're yarn shopping. And do you know what I mean? Like, so you get to actually have a bit more of a two-way thing. And I really love that. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it really disappoints me when I can't do it. Leanne, who is one of my Fiberific moderators, says, because we appreciate what you do and what you have to teach and who you are, we race to be members. I didn't win, but I'm not bitter. There was a race for the first, I'm going to tell the story, Leanne, I hope that's okay. There was a race for the first channel member. And both Leanne and Crochet with Claire, they were like, I'm going to be first. I'm going to be first. And Crochet with Claire did pip Leanne, but in my mind, they're both first because it was just such a funny thing. Chantelle's tears can cure broken live stream, heal damaged plugins, and make your upload speed increase. Oh, geez, I wish they could do something other than just make my eyes sting and, you know, make my face all blotchy and red. Like, that'd be nice. That'd be good. That's gold. I love that. Thanks, live stream consultants. But yeah, so you need to think about, so I'm not trying to blow my own horn here on, you know, my awesome community over on Fiberific and these amazing people here and here. My point is, I actually have a point. My point is you can build this for yourself. You don't need thousands of subscribers. You just don't. You need a couple of solid people that you can show up for. And I have that in you. You know, like today was a really hard call for me whether I was going to live stream or not because these random coughing fits just derail me something fierce. And I just thought, no, it's going to be awful. It's going to be an awful experience for everybody. And I love that heroics one. It's, you know, it's going to be an awful experience, but I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I did. I am going to have to cut it short today. So we're going to keep going for a little bit longer. I've still got coffee that can keep things going. So do you have any questions about building your own community? Do you have any questions about live streaming or what's happening on YouTube? Let me know in the chat. The goal is to answer your questions, not just for me to ramble on and on and on. So, which I can do. I could just keep rambling if that's also what you prefer. Like, just let me know. Stephanie says, I randomly drop in and I do see the same kind of folks here every time. Yeah, yep. And it's because it's just this amazing group of people. And I've met a lot of these people in real life now. Like I know Doug, I've met live stream consultants at Vid Summit. Leanne and I first met at a yarn show, and then after that we've been tight friends. And a lot of the regulars who come in, I think amazing yacht destinations I haven't met yet. But there's a few around that I have met, and it's just awesome. It's so awesome, especially when like live stream consultants is like 14 feet tall. I'm 5'2". And, you know, I have this expectation of everyone being taller than me, right? Because everyone's taller than me. Except, you know, and Doug is also ridiculously tall. So I'm walking around Vid Summit with these people that are just like towering over me. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. And like, Nick Nimmin, also 6 feet tall. Dee Nimmin, 6 feet tall. You know, all these people are absolutely towering. And because when we're watching them on YouTube, everyone's at eye height, I expect people to be taller than me mentally, right? I do. But then when I meet them in real life and they're not at eye height, it's just like, that's, yeah. It's one of those things. Doug says you can check out Chantelle's off-platform memberships at Buy Me a Coffee. Oh, thank you. And Doug's dropped the link as well. So, this is the thing. You can definitely just go in and have a look how I've set it up. Buy Me a Coffee are actually doing some really solid stuff. So they're making it like it's nearly like they want to help creators. The other thing I really like about Buy Me a Coffee is that when someone buys a coffee, the funds are actually in my bank account within a few days. So I think 3 days has been the longest. Whereas if somebody super chats you on YouTube, it's the following AdSense that it comes through. And so it could be up to, 50 or 60 days, depending on when in the cycle that super chat comes in. So yeah, and the monthly memberships come in monthly from when it's set up. So that's also really super helpful. Livestream Consultant says we are her protectors when she's out in public. Goodness me. Making sure I don't get hit by cars because I don't know how to look the right, is it the right, left? Yeah, right, left, right in the USA. So yeah, Oh, you make it sound like people are swarming. No, there's no swarming people. That's hilarious. But no, I love to meet everybody out in public. And I love to catch up with people and chat YouTube and do that. Obviously, we do have to be conscious and cautious of personal safety, things like that. So, public spaces is good. But to make that time to meet with your community is so amazing. So when I very first started the Fiberific craft group, I realized there was no craft group that could meet at night. And I needed to meet at night because I had a small child and I had to wait till my husband got home from work so I could go, right? Because I just wanted it to be just a me thing. I didn't want it to be a mummy thing. It needed to be a Chantelle thing. And so I had to wait till he would get home from work. So I needed to be a nighttime thing. Now around here, where I am, not a lot open at night. So basically Thursday nights, we have late night shopping here, which means the big shopping centres, so malls and things like that, are all open till 9 p.m. Otherwise they all shut at 5, right? And my husband doesn't get home from work till 6, so I needed to do late shopping night. So it had to be a Thursday night, needed to be a cafe. It was, oh yeah, that's right. Larry from Home Rapid Repair is not 6 feet tall. He's still taller than me, however. But yeah, so having like this thing. So I actually just put it out within my community and I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to turn up. And it was years ago. I was just like, okay, I'm going to go and have a coffee. I'm going to have a little bit of dinner. I'm going to sit with my craft and I'm just going to sit here and craft. So it doesn't matter if nobody shows up. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting here by myself. I've got something to do. And I'm going to enjoy this meal out that I haven't cooked. So, it's one of those things where every now and again, that's the special thing. I didn't cook the meal. That's a winner. So I went out and I've sat down in it was a coffee club, in this coffee club. And, I've come and because I've made a booking. And so I thought I'll go and talk to somebody at the where you go and get seated for your bookings. And I walked up and I said, and she pointed at this table that already had people at it. And I was just like, are they? And she goes, oh, they used this name, this Fiberific name. That's, and I've come over, I didn't know them. And it turns out that one of my community in New Zealand, who I taught in person at a retreat over there, I was brought over to teach at some retreats, had told one of her friends who lived here that she would be insane if she didn't at least go and check it out because I was a crazy lunatic who, we would fit. I don't know how I feel about people describing me as a crazy lunatic, but anyway, and that was it. That's how it started. And she brought a friend with her because she didn't want to come by herself. And the three of us had a fantastic time. And now it's grown and grown and grown. And now we have like 20 or so people come to our Saturday meetups. We have the 2 Thursday night meetups throughout the month. And we have a Saturday during the day meetup once a month. And it was just me going, okay, I'm going to do this thing. Surely other people in my community might want the same thing. And it turns out both these ladies, they work jobs. They couldn't get to any of the daytime craft groups either. And then as the group grew, that was predominantly what it was. Either full-time working women who could not make it to any of the daytime craft groups, or they were mums who wanted some time as themselves, not as the mum, being able to leave the kids at home with dad, but having to wait until he gets home from work. So we can all do this. We can all find our matching audience to what it is that we are doing. Chris, what are you doing? Bought a cup of coffee. You need another cup. I still got some left in here, but thank you. And thank you for your regular monthly support as well. So, goodness me, thank you so much for that. It make me cough because I spoke with the wrong tone while I've got a sore throat. That's why I'm speaking a little bit flatter and a little bit lower as well. If I speak too animated, it's kind of like it touches things in here that set me off coughing. Oh, you're right.
Yes, it's coffee time. Coffee, 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 coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes!
There we go. I'm testing out a new app that Nick has made, and I need to move that song over onto my iPad because I've got this really fun pad of sounds. So like this one, this is my favorite. Are you ready? Let me just pull the audio track down. This is my favorite one. Did you hear that? I'll press it again. Love that one so much. It's the perfect response to things sometimes. You know, you just want a little hee hee hee. Nope, nothing. You didn't hear anything. Wait a second. Let me just... No, it should come through. Yeah. I'm going to play something else that might be a bit louder, okay? So bear with. I haven't routed the audio properly and it's coming through. I think it might be coming through with the songs. Hang on. Pause. No, it's coming through on the right track. Yeah, so I needed to turn off the background music. The hee 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 didn't show up. That's sad. I'll have to play with it a bit more. All right, back to play the songs again. Play the songs. Oh, that's a bit loud. Sorry. Sorry for deafening everybody. Well, let me see. It's definitely still connected because we were getting some of them, but not all of them. And now I'm going to have to work out why that is the case. Because I love the hee hee hee. It's my favorite. It's hee hee hee. Disappointed is where I'm at right now. I wanted to share the fun thing. Disappointment. So let's have a look here. There's a message coming through from Livestream Consultants. I run my sound effects directly from the one-eyed monster and trigger it with the Stream Deck. Oh, there you go. So I'm testing out this app, which is, it's a lot of fun when it works. And it just connects your iPad to your Rodecaster. So it just means that, like, instead of like the Rodecaster where you just have to know what everything is or read the very far away tiny display, you've got everything really big. Well, I mean, that's the small. Let me see if I can. Nope. So if you need it really, really big, you can make them really big. So I like that because visibility is something I struggle with. Reading very small writing, as I'm getting older, my reading is getting harder. So finding apps and things like that that actually help with that is super cool. So now I just need to understand why my favorite sound didn't work. Other sounds work, so it's definitely still connected. So we know that. We know that. That's a start, right? I'll play with that later. But it's just something, and it's just in test flight. So it's just in testing mode. It's not public yet, so it's not like, you know, any sort of. I'm not blaming the app. Is where I'm going with this. So it could be a connection issue. B, it could be that I haven't set something up properly. It could be totally me. The app is just so customizable. It really is. It's just so much fun. You can change all your EQ sliders yourself within the app as well. There's a lot you can do with it. So far, I'm just using the default bank, but I want to start building out my own bank of sounds. The catch is finding sounds that I can use that aren't copyrighted. And I don't have like Epidemic Sound or any of those sorts of subscriptions right now. And I don't want to be reliant on those sorts of things. So as my nose starts to clear, I'll probably start recording. Oh, is the volume down on the iPad? Hang on. It is. The volume's right down on the iPad because I don't have it loud. All right, I'm going to press a button. I've just really next leveled the volume on the iPad. Did you guys hear the hee? Oh, sorry. I saw that come through. I made it too loud. I've made it too loud. You heard it. Yes. Oh, softly. Really? Because it pushed the... Okay. All right. Well, now I know I need to have the volume up on the iPad as well. I didn't even consider that. You're right, Doug. Thank you for that. You need to have a chat command to trigger certain sound effects in the studio. That'd be fun too, wouldn't it? I've got some if this then that stuff happening. I'd love to get better at setting all that stuff up. The problem is it usually takes like, I think we worked it out to be about 10 minutes for if this then that to work out if I had to buy me a coffee. Now luckily I can, like Doug helped step me through the instructions on how to bring in the buy me a coffees and get them to appear like Chris's did, to come in via social stream ninja, and so being able to have that made a big difference. So I knew it comes up right in front of me. Hang on a second, I've got to wait for it to come over here. Here we go. Can the chat command play a sound file? I don't know the answer to that. I'm definitely going to have to look it up and find out. I couldn't see why not. However, depending on your audience, you may not want that. I know that over on my Fiberific page, I have an emotes wall. I'm not sure if I've got it here. No, I have it here. So when you guys use emojis in the chat, they come across and bounce around, all around. So if someone wants to throw an emoji in just to prove the point. Now I know that when I want to do like something where I want to be able to pre-record it, I turn off that wall because, well, not pre-record it, but if I want to record it or card it for something else. Otherwise, it's included in the see how they're floating around, the little hearts, and we basically tested it, and I was just like, okay, I just want everybody to throw just a pile of emojis in there, to see how many it would let you have, and it was a lot. So we don't necessarily need to test it here unless you guys want to play with it, which you're more than welcome to. But it was a lot. It was a lot of emojis, and I think that having chat control audio with a command, I think that could be easily as like this is a little visually disrupting, but having your audio disrupted, I think that could be a bit different. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know that even if they had it, if I would use it. I would love if I could, you know, like if somebody, you know, like if there was like a particular chat command, if I could get that, like if somebody did something like, you know, like did it buy me a coffee for a say specified a larger amount or something like that, for it to play like a, you know, like a ring the bell or an air horn or something like that, I think that would be something different, a bit special, because it's also something out of the ordinary. So I don't know how you'd want to do it. Yeah, like I like It's a Trap. That would be a fun thing to have pop up as audio every now and again. But you have to make the decision based on your audience's ability to restrain themselves. If that makes any sense at all. So you guys in here, I couldn't see an issue. You'd just be something that we play with every now and again. And because the nature of these streams, they are basically all testing streams all the time. We're testing softwares. We're testing how things already go. Doug says he's already got some audio set up in the event flow editor in Social Stream Ninja, so it can do it. It can do it. I just haven't done it. I might sit down this afternoon. I've got a bit of work I've got to get done this morning, but this afternoon I might sit down and have a little play. Sorry. Can you place a time limit on how often a particular chat command can be called up? I haven't seen anything in that regard in the Social Stream Ninja. I haven't seen it. One thing I would love to be able to do is have, like, there's some amazing streamers like Nutty, right? I don't know if any of you have watched any of Nutty's stuff. Now, I'm not a gamer, right? But when I first started live streaming, the only real people out there live streaming were gamers. So I learned a lot of what I learned from watching gamers and gamer education. And I would love to be able to, like, set up, like, a particular camera will look at something. So while I've been sick and I haven't been able to stream, I did a bit of a rejig of my setup here. I'm just having a quick look around because I got given an OBSBot tail air by a friend of mine who upgraded, who wasn't using it, and they upgraded to something else, and it was just sitting there going to waste. And they asked if I wanted it, and I was just like, absolutely, I do. And then I realized where I had put it, it was never being used, because I didn't want to put it as my overhead camera because it felt like such a waste. So being able to just have this phenomenal camera that could do stuff. But so what I've done is I actually have changed around. So I historically had this Sony A6400 here. Hello, this one. Then up here I had a Logitech Brio, and then over here to the side I had my my OBSBot set up in its own little, like, table mount thing, and it was actually in the way. Like, to be honest, it was this, you know, table mount for a camera. It was in the way. So don't know if it's the best idea, because you come up with some weird ones when you're a bit under the weather and you've got fevers and stuff. But I decided to give it a trial run as my overhead camera shot. So this is my table view now. So, and it is so much better for color and for clarity. I'm just like, let me just double check what I've got floating around because I'm going to zoom out. So that's my desk. And let me just double check here if I'm all zoomed out in here as well. I am, yeah. And so having like a cool overhead shot, it's not perfectly lined up or anything. What was down there? Is it that side? No, it's here. Oh, I know what that is. That's the bottom of the buy me a coffee thing. That's weird that that's there. Anyway, so, you know, so I've got this one set up now so that I can have some fun with that. But I do prefer it to be just on the table mat. That's annoying. What is that? It's the buy me a coffee widget. Is it locked? No, I don't think it's locked. Huh. I don't know what I've done there. Anyway, I'm going to go back to here because it's not there. So there's something in that setting. But I wanted to show you something here. Hang on. Well, I just have to put up with the fact that there's some things that still need to be set up in this new shot here. That's off. Right? What is it? That's... I don't know what that is. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was that this is a PTZ. So I've got it set to being able to point at my Yetis. You know, like being able to have my Yeti shot. And that's just a click of a button. So and then back to the desk. Now, I do have one here called Face. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Let me have a look here. Hello. that's obviously needs setting up. Whoops, let's fix... let's not have that. But what we could do, actually, instead of face, we can actually have it looking at my wall, where my painter's tape is still sitting. Let's not have that. So that's looking at my ceiling. But anyway, so let's go back to the desk shot. No, I click desk. There we go. So yeah, so it can be a lot of fun just playing with these things to try and set these things up properly. So this table view is still a new view. Obviously everything is a bit janked up. It needs to be fixed, but we're getting there. And I messed with that. There we go. That needs locking. Lock that. There we go. You need a mic shot. I don't know if it could do one. It's because it's so close to the mic. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Where are you? So we want it to tilt that way. Oh no, we don't. No, that's the messy side of the room. No, let's not do that. Because it's just going to point directly at all the messy craft stuff. I don't want to have that. Louis shot is set up with a different camera. So Louis shot's set up with like the door's currently closed because everyone's home. Because like this one's directly over the desk, right? So obviously it's a PTZ, so it can... Oh, okay. Abby's... I haven't got it set up right now. Louis in a blanket. Hang on. Bring him in. Abby's got him wrapped up like a dot, like a baby for some reason. Why is Louis wrapped up as a baby? Well, Louis like, what's going on? Why are you wrapped up as a baby, little dog? Oh, here you go, Abs.
Oh, thank you.
That's weird. That's very weird.
I thought you were going to put this
No, you don't need the messy shot. No. There's like, I pulled my office apart and I haven't put it all back together yet. Yeah, Nutty does some seriously good stuff for his viewers. Absolutely. That looks good on this side. Yeah. I have an awesome one, Stephanie. I know you've already gone, but thank you so much for jumping in, and we'll catch you next time. Need a mixer shot. Needs a mic shot. Just set it up. An audio trigger triggered by an exact message in the chat. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know. Like, see, this is the thing. I don't know how I feel about it because depending on your chat, they might just take turns and constantly trigger it. But it could be a fun one. It could still be fun. It could still be fun. Yeah, no messy shots. It's getting better because I basically had to rip everything out that was here to install those shelves, and most of the stuff has gone back in. But there's still a few things that I need to find homes for. I have a whole separate table next to me that I actually want to set a sewing machine up on, right? It's currently on the floor. But it's covered in like, it's actually not too bad, but it's got some bags of stuff on it that I have to go through, like yarn bags. I don't know if anyone was in Nick's live stream and they were talking about how like they'd never heard of someone having a yarn room before. And I'm like, you are not in the right communities to not understand how important a yarn room is. And I've got, I'm like, do I want to show you over there? Let's see if we can just, let's see. I don't know if I've got it all set up. Yeah, just start with the coffee audio. That's probably the way to go. I mean, it's not too bad. Let me just, all right. Do I have my iPhone share? My brain is not, hang on. Am I on the right network here? Yes. Are we on the same network? Yes. Doug, why is it not showing my phone as an option? It should just be, it should just show it, right? It's historically always just come up anyway. Frustrating. I've got all these things that just don't work, which, and the other thing was I set up the Brio that I did have here. So now it's just directly above my monitor. So if I've got to do video calls and stuff, I could just do a video call without having to set all the main cameras up. So that's a big thing because it doesn't need to be a great visual. It just needs to be a visual, you know. So having that. Yeah, just the iPhone one, just the straight iPhone connection, not the NDI. Although the NDI would probably work. Let me just, I've got NDI. Start capturing. Start the broadcast. Go to the camera. Let's, that one. No, that's not it. That's not the one we had. iPhone share, click, choose. All right. So it's not ideal, okay? And I'll be careful. So this is the mess. This is the mess that I have. That table I want cleaned up, because I want to use it, right? So I have my black curtains that I have all the way around for sound treatment across down to this wall, which, oh look, there's more yarn. But basically, I'm just gonna turn around here. All of that in there is yarn, right? All those boxes, all those like little, that's all yarn, 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 yarn. Yarn is in that bag of yarn. That's yarn. That's all yarn. Yarn. Yarning things full of yarn. Oh look, more yarn. You know, like yarn. Bag of yarn. bag of yarn project I'm currently working on. So, oh, there's my sewing machine. Hello, sewing machine that really wants to be on that table. So this is the mess that I have, all right? But here, I'm going to see if we can, here we've got, this is the issue. That the PTZ is there and the microphone is there. So I don't think we're going to get a mic shot. So, I don't think that's going to happen as such. But yeah, so, oh yeah, look, there's more yarn there. There's actually yarn in here and in here. Some more yarn tucked into there as well. There's only a couple of balls in there. It's just a bit messy. So yeah, so just having, like, I keep this space, this desk itself clear, but not anything else. So it's like one of the flat surfaces in my home that is not covered in yarn, really. I typically send NDI and bring in as a camera. So yeah, because I normally, like, how I normally use the NDI is as a screen share. So, but yeah, I don't normally, that's probably not such a biggie because I don't normally do that kind of thing. So we had it work for a, you know, for a thing, but it's not something I would use all the time. But I did have a way that I was doing it. So one of the things I do is I use that NDI connection to use my phone to look in Discord to share things. This would be a great idea if I could reach. I would need to get a ladder out every time I wanted that yarn, and that's not always a good thing. So yeah. You thought that's what I was going for, right? No, because there's also a way that it just connects your phone. And I've got a scene where it does it automatically. It's a scene I don't want it on. It's the thanks for watching scene. But it actually just automatically grabs the phone, and so I think that's actually just an Ecamm mobile phone thing rather than anything else. I just want to turn this NDI off. NDI, stop capturing. There we go. Let's have a look. The StreamYard prison. Oh, yeah. Behind that is yarn. You take off that cushion and there's like packs and packs of yarn. The jail box. Yep. Yeah. It's right there in my face, reminding me of what was once a thing. So yeah. But yeah, so having various options for camera inputs, audio inputs, like, you don't need any of this stuff, but how fun is it, right? How fun is it? And I really do want to look into how Doug set up that audio. So I'm going to have a little look and see what we can do, setting up audio triggers. I'm just going to have a really quick glance to see if I can spot anything easily. The word cloud, the custom GIFs, the Spotify integration. I don't have Spotify, but where's the command? That's the custom commands. Doug just needs to write an app for it. He absolutely does. He does. Interactive games, scoreboard. Let's have a look here. I use a lot of this stuff just to play with it, like the emotes wall and things like that. Select sources. A tutorial would be easier. So I'm thinking it's under the exclamation commands. And then go from there. Yeah, we might do that. We might do that, Doug. If you've got day off, we might do that. We'll have a play. Anyway, I'm going to run away, my friends, because I'm getting sucked down a rabbit hole. Also, because my door is closed, this room is turning into an oven. I'm getting very hot, very, very hot. So, yeah. Oh, it's not in the menus. All right. I'll stop looking. But yeah, so I want to get this door open and go and stand out where it's a bit cooler. Doug, Livestream Consultant says Doug needs to write an app for... Oh no, hang on a second. Did you say something about a plugin? Did I miss that one? A tutorial would be easier. Yeah, it would. Not in the menus. Oh, for some reason, the rest of the chat's not showing up after a call. Did I accidentally shut it? I did. I closed it like an idiot. Ugh, I accidentally closed it, so I don't get all the comments anymore. But yeah, Livestream Consultant says, oh, Doug, you need to write a plugin for a Stream Deck for that. Yeah, like Stream Decks are fun, and I use my Stream Deck for a lot of stuff. And I'm seeing that a lot more people are utilizing their Stream Deck for more and more and more, and I'm happy to see that. But I just have the one Stream Deck, and it's just the medium one. Now, I do have the Stream Deck app on my iOS devices, but if I've got my iPad open into the audio plugin, then I don't want to be changing screens all the time. I like to have something open. I don't like to be digging through menus to find the thing. I just want the button right there. So I'm probably going to have to dig out another old iPhone or something to grab the iOS app for the things. All right, my friends, I'm going to run away. I will catch you all here next week. Hopefully I will be a lot better. Won't be right backing to cough. That's a goal. That's a dream. All right. You guys have a great week, and I will catch you. Oh, wait a second. Livestream Consultant's got something here. If you run the Stream Deck mobile on a touchscreen monitor and get the max buttons. Yes. And that's the thing. I actually have no touchscreen monitors other than my iPad and phones. So I definitely need to sort that out. Because I absolutely love using Stream Decks. I think they're fantastic, and I don't think people use them enough. I'm really enjoying seeing the ones that are coming out with the dials. I don't have one of those, but I think that would be fun to have as well. Super useful. But yeah, I will definitely be having a look at that as well. Alrighty, my friends. I will catch you all here, same bat time, same bat station, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 a.m. Brisbane time for now. Well, it is 9 a.m. Brisbane time. And I will see you all later. Bye now.